Providing free education for all is one of government's agenda in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4. This is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promotion of lifelong learning opportunities for all. The goal, which aims at ensuring that all girls and boys complete free primary and secondary school by 2030, is important as it plays a central role in building sustainable, inclusive, and resilient societies. To this effect, government has reintroduced the free education policy. A tour of some selected schools in Lusaka district reveals an overwhelming response towards the reintroduction of the free education policy by government. The toured schools include Lusaka Boys and Kaunda Square Secondary Schools. Others include Mumuni, Bama Road, and Kawata Primary Schools.
There is free education. You're allowed to not paying school fees. If your parents don't have a good salary or they don't have good jobs, you can easily just come in. All you need is a uniform and your shoes. I would also like to thank the President. We pray that the government continues to allow us with this free education. Nothing should change.
Free education is the best thing that they've done for us. Some of us can't manage to pay these expenses at school. So I'm glad that they brought for us free education so that we can get educated and succeed in life.
Free education has benefited in me. It's a lot. My mother couldn't manage to pay for my school fees, but because of free education, I have a better future and a better life.
Free education has helped a lot of pupils who don't have parents and those who cannot provide school fees for their children. Because education is an important thing in every child's life.
Children with special needs have not been left out in the implementation of the free education policy. James Kalongwana is a pupil at Kalingalinga Primary School. He has called on his peers to take advantage of the policy.
Anyone who's disabled like me should not be discouraged to go back to school. Everyone is welcome because it is free education.
The reintroduction of the policy has not only elected pupils as beneficiaries, but their parents too.
Because of the free education policy, my children are now able to go to school. We thank the government for implementing the free education policy. The free education policy will reduce levels of illiteracy in the country, and when more people are educated, they become less dependent on others, hence reducing the levels of poverty. There are a lot of benefits that have come with the reintroduction of the free education policy. Unlike in the past, where as parents would struggle to look for school fees, we are now able to save some money for other household needs.
I have some nieces and some nephews who are intelligent, yes, but the cost of taking them to school has been alleviated. It's been taken away from me. So I feel like we can now invest that money into other things, other extracurricular activities that can help develop their character. And in terms of the nation, I feel like the free education policy is what we needed. And the reason I'm saying that is because not many people in Zambia are literate. Yeah, not many people in Zambia are literate, and not many people have had the chance or the opportunity to go to school.
With the influx of more learners in schools, challenges of space, the teacher-pupil ratio, and inadequate furniture have arisen. Henceforth, both learners and parents have called on government to address the situation.
We thank you for the government for providing us with free education, and we hope that you will help us to build more schools and empower us with education.
And I could also ask the government to help us increase the classes because they are small and there are other people out there who also need education. So if the government could help us expand the classes and the teachers, many people could come here and learn and tell what's right and what's wrong.
The benefit of free education is very, very good. Before we used to spend about 1,200 kwacha. But now we used to save before we never used to have time to save, but now we can save about 700, and then the 500 we spend it from doing the other things, buying books, they are buying stockings and buying those small things. But the only challenging we're having so far is that there are so many in class. There are more than 65, some are 70 in one teacher. Then how is government going to help them so that they should be less and one teacher can attend to them?
The recruitment of over 30,000 teachers by government will address the pupil-teacher ratio, which most schools are currently facing. The newly recruited teachers are grateful to government for the opportunity given to them.
I applied when the advert came out. I applied. I had mixed feelings, where you had applied before and have been rejected before. I had some mixed feelings, but I still applied. And now the problem was with choosing where I would go, which province I would go. But and then later on I settled for Lusaka province, but under Chongwe. Yes. So after we had applied, we were told that the results would come out initially. It was such a good feeling, I don't even know how I can explain. But it was such a nice feeling. And being picked where I'd applied for, I'm so grateful. It was such a nice feeling.
I even lost hope, but I'm very grateful to the New Dawn government because it's like they are really fulfilling their promises. Because at first we thought that it was just a joke, saying that the 30,000 teachers was not going to be possible. But I'm very happy to be one of them, be one of the teachers who have been selected this year.
And Lusaka District Education Board Secretary Ian Mioba says government has started disbursing grants to schools in the district that will address some challenges such as inadequate furniture.
Unprecedented activity that has happened to Zambia. For the first time in the history of education, we have serious funding, which is helping us to be able to run up and down. All of the schools in the district were able to receive the funding towards free education, meaning that the mandate the schools that they have is very easy to implement. When you go to schools now, you'll see that schools are changing. They are running towards an appearance of a private school because schools have the money. And when the money was released, there was training of all managers in the schools on how they will implement the free education policy from grade 1 to 12 in relation to the funds that have been sent to their schools.
And under the new guidelines provided by the Ministry of Education on the utilization of school resources, a component of repairing desks has been included. Well, under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, schools can take advantage of the increased allocation to lobby for the construction of new classroom blocks.
This year, we are beneficiaries of free education grants that have been dispersed to education. For the first time in the history of the school, we have run the term without any problem. In terms of figures, as a school, we received 396,426.81 kwacha. So that is the total amount as a school that we have received. And when we were running as schools collecting user fees, there was no time in the entire year where you could have received even over 200,000 kwacha. So term by term, it was a struggle. So in terms of funding as a school, we are more than happy.
Free education, we are able to plan, but that time it was more stressful in the management of schools. The man would never come and would not push them, would not send them away, because these are public schools. The children are supposed to remain in school. So you would have them in school and they're not paying and you're not doing anything. As a result, you can't buy books, you can't do proper renovation, you struggle to pay the general workers. So it became very stressful in the management of schools. But now we can plan. So if you know the general workers, you don't need many of them. You look at the money, like any other business. The money is available will determine how many you are going to engage, how much renovation you are going to do, how many books you are going to buy. That is being able to be done with less stress.
We are very happy that the government has introduced free education. It is exciting to us because we are interacting and getting these stories, and it has brought out the vulnerability of our community. We really thank that the government has come up with this policy, and we are hopeful that the same government will really put in the desks and the infrastructure and the teachers. Oh, I forgot to mention that, because we are challenged also with the number of teachers. With the learners that have come and the additional classes that we have created, it means the teacher-pupil ratio is now 1:91, and the number of teachers has reduced. We would appreciate if, with this recruitment of 30,000, Kalingalinga is considered and given some more teachers.
Stakeholders in the education sector have welcomed the reintroduction of the free education policy.
This is how policies are crafted and coined. They are coined in order to resolve certain issues. And one of the issues that it has resolved is that those children who are unable to go to public schools are able to go to public schools. What else? Because of so many people going to schools, what has government done? It has provided employment for so many teachers who are jobless by recruiting 30,000. Ultimately, what is it that this policy will also do? It also creates employment for people who are in the construction, because very soon we should be telling them, oh guys, thank you for what you have done, but at this school, in this district, we don't have enough classroom blocks. So can we have so many classrooms built? If it's CDF, which should actually take care of that, it will still actually create employment for the general citizen.
The provision of free education from primary to secondary school offers boys and girls in the country the tools to develop their full potential, making them productive adults and ready to give back to their communities.